right, everyone. So to close out this show, we have the exclusive that you all have been waiting for, the statement from the office of Governor Ron DeSantis, who gave this exclusively to Pensive Politics. I am so grateful to his press secretary, Christina Pushaw. I'm grateful to Governor DeSantis. I'm grateful to all of them. DeSantis, I don't care what you think about him. I think he is objectively one of the best governors that America has right now in terms of defending liberties and rights and understanding the proper rule of government. And I really believe that if it was a DeSantis national security strategy, this entire deal would look different. I genuinely believe that, just based on his actions. So here is the statement released on the guidance. I just read parts of the guidance to you. This is the statement released on the guidance from the office of Governor Ron DeSantis. The statement says this. It begins. Rights are God-given, and in our Constitution, the states are the primary vehicles to protect people's rights and freedoms. In Florida, Governor DeSantis has led the way in defending our rights, from federal overreach. For example, he successfully fought back against unconstitutional vaccine mandates imposed by federal bureaucrats. He has enacted unprecedented protections for parents' rights to direct the upbringing of their own children without government interference or indoctrination. And the state of Florida has sued the Biden administration to stop the destructive, unlawful catch and release policy that allows countless illegal aliens to pour into our state. It is ironic the Biden administration's interim guidance on national security does not offer proposals that would address the number one national security threat to our country, the Biden border crisis. The humanitarian crisis at the uncontrolled border is devastating our country while enriching transnational organized crime groups, including narcotics traffickers, drug cartels, sex traffickers, and human smugglers. Deadly drugs like fentanyl have flooded across the open border into our communities, and tragically, the number one cause of death today among ages 18 to 45 is fentanyl overdose. That's correct. Fentanyl and other illicit drugs trafficked across the border are killing Floridians every day. Illegal aliens with criminal backgrounds or stolen identities have also entered our communities and murdered Floridians. The open border is an existential crisis for our country, and the Biden administration seems content to pretend it is not happening. The term social justice is a red flag because it denotes Marxist ideology of collective guilt. Just as every individual has God-given rights, justice should also be a concept that applies to individuals, not collective blocks or identity groups. She is absolutely correct. I'll get more into this in a second. When an individual commits a crime, justice may be served if the individual is caught and prosecuted. But groups of people should not be punished collectively for the crimes of some of their members, or vice versa, as the concept of social justice suggests. Therefore, the Biden administration's emphasis on this phrase and the national security interim guidance is troubling, to say the least. Governor DeSantis will continue to do everything in his power to defend Floridians' constitutional rights from any potential threats, including the threat of federal government overreach. So we have a national security strategy encroaching upon society, potentially threatening federalism by encroaching upon society in such an egregious manner, by trying to blend domestic policy and foreign policy together, even though both of them have radically different implications, and one clearly requires more government intervention than the second, foreign policy. So the implication is very clear. This is a governor that is saying, if this comes to my state, I'm going to fight. Name me one. That's the spirit of Paul Revere, of John Jay, of Thomas Jefferson. Name me one other governor in this nation that has even considered thinking about this, much less releasing a statement saying, if this comes to my state, I'm fighting. I'm going to protect the people of my state from government overreach. That is a beautiful sentiment. And I think Governor DeSantis, I think Ms. Pushaw, I hope I'm saying your name right. I think all of them. Thank you so much. Because Americans need to hear this. Americans need to hear that there is a warrior there willing to fight for their indivisible natural rights, the rights this country was founded upon. I mentioned a few moments ago that justice is not, I mentioned that I agree with her that justice is not collective. It's not. Justice is an individual trait that an individual action matter that can happen between two or more people, but it doesn't happen on a societal level. And so the fact that there's a governor in America willing to emphasize that as well shows a profound understanding of the nature of concepts, of the nature of terms, and therefore a correct understanding of how to go about understanding things, how to go about knowing things, epistemic rigor. Again, it's beautiful seeing that come from a governor's office here in America. So my friends, as I leave you guys, I'm sorry if the reading was sporadic and disjointed, but we got through it. And ultimately, I want you guys to understand something. The greatest security does not come from fighting for democracy. It does not come from beating climate change. It does not come from, securing racial justice. It does not come from fighting nationalism. The greatest security comes from self-reliance. And it comes from a government that respects your individual moral agency enough to refrain from infringing upon self-reliance. Refrain from infringing upon your ability to act in society. Unfortunately, this guidance demonstrates that this government is not interested in doing that. But that does not mean that you have to drop the ball as well. Be self-reliant, be a strong individual, and be someone who will say no to categorical intrusions upon American life like this one. Because when more people say no, we can beat back these kind of things. Not build back, but beat back these kind of initiatives. But if people simply lay down and take it, then I'm afraid the Republic is in peril. But I don't believe it is. I believe the Republic is just getting started, going into this new phase. And all of you, if you reject this, will be part of it. Think on it. My friends, thank you for joining me for this special episode of Pensive Politics with Mr. Watson. Come back every weekend, every Saturday, every Sunday. We'll be right back here. Same little desk here. Same person here. Same Christian Watson, with the philosophical stuff. We'll be right back here. I love you guys so much, and you please stay pensive. Bye, guys.